In this video, the aim is to get the engine started.
See, this car was not always like this. It was once perfect. And as the famous South African saying goes, a car is like a woman. You should never borrow it to anyone. I guess some lessons you learn the hard way, just like I did. And I will always be grateful to Garage 72 for getting this car back on 4 wheels, the guys for helping me out with the build, and the whole GB community that came together to help me with getting this car back on the road. And I think it's gonna happen soon, at least in this video as well.
You already know what it means when I'm here. You guys saw the last video where we fixed Juvie up, put in the engine. So today we're here to try and get it started. I don't think there's much that's left that we need to get there. I think we need to sort out the wiring, sort out the vacuum hoses, the radiator and everything, put it in, and then we can safely start the car. I've never started it. I've not even bought the powder fuse as yet, so I need to do that. Then I also need to put in the radiator. I did mention that. Do you think it's gonna start today? So I'm trying to organize everything so that it's easier to work on the car, like bolts and everything that needs to go in. Can someone tell me what are these things for? Because they go on this pipe here. So they go around here and then around there. But like, what's the use? I'm almost done organizing everything. The fan was not badly damaged in the accident. It only has a bit of a crack there on the housing, but this still spins freely. I have the grill, the new fender liners there. And this is some of that while we're here. Also gonna swap these out. This one is fresh and this one is broken, so it's not holding the wiring loom properly into the hole there. So I'm gonna swap these ones out. And this should make it easy for me. Almost there. After fiddling around, the radiator pack is finally in and it's in place and it's being secured there at the top. As you can see, I just have to now make sure that it's going to be fully secured using these OEM clips. I'm not sure what they do, but they do hold the radiator in place to make sure it doesn't fall or swing side to side. I finally have the side sorted. That hose there needs a clamp. I need to plug in the intercooler as well. I plugged in the thermostat. I've plugged in this one to the bottle. I just need to do it this side, and then once I'm done with this side, the cooling system should be fine. I need to remove this old hose that goes to here. Brittle BMW hoses. It broke when we were taking off the engine, so damn it. It does not want to come off, so I have to resort to doing this. Now, oh, that looks like it's gonna take it off there. My goodness, I hope I don't scrape. You're getting old. Okay, just need to clean up there and then I'm gonna put the new one. Thinking twice about putting the new hose that goes here because I still need to put the serpentine belt, and I have a big issue. This took a knock in the accident, so I either have to replace this or maybe I can get away with grinding off this piece. We are almost done plugging in the entire cooling system, especially the hoses. There was this one, I didn't know where it went, but now I see that it goes here. So I just need to take off the clip and put it in, and then the only hose that's going to be left is the return one. And then I'm gonna have to plug in these AC pipes as well. That goes there, somewhere there. We're almost there, guys. A bit of a jump scare. I know I'm not supposed to have things too close to the intakes there, but I'm gonna try and clean them up a bit. And then I'm gonna fit the manifold and everything that is supposed to go here. I'm finally done with this thing. The vacuum hoses give proper hands, but I found a diagram that shows how to do it. So I'm also going to show you guys how to plug everything here. This one is the one from the fuel tank. and then this goes to the intake. Yeah, so I'm just gonna put my phone down again.
What I'm doing now is a very crucial step in this build, and I made a very silly mistake that you will see later on. So this is the ECU, and these are all the plugs that go into the ECU. Some of them are from the body itself, and some of them are from the engine wiring harness and everything that's around this car in the engine bay. And some two plugs, which are the closest ones to the intake there by the left side, they are switchable, and if you switch them, they can fry the ECU or the DME, and you will need to replace it for this car to start again. And unfortunately, we did also switch them, or I did.
This is the last plug that must go in. Okay, I'm now going to transfer this housing with this bracket for this auxiliary radiator. For this radiator, because this one does not have it. I have it off, so I have to take out these two here to make space for this one. It's gonna go like so. These pipes are gonna get blocked by this, so this is the thing I was talking about earlier, that it does not go on this car, so I have to move it. Okay, this is the mesh that stops rocks from coming in. Oh, finally. And then the scoop is also out. This is a very small one. I should have changed the gaskets, but it's fine. I'll see some other time. It's all in well. So now I'm gonna fit this, and then after I'm gonna fit the bonnet cable and see if they work. Cool. So this should go in like so. And it should come right before this.
We are moving so quick. I decided to ditch the auxiliary radiator to focus on the fan and finishing up everything else on the side, but I did end up going back to fitting it, and thankfully the gents started pulling up as well, so they did manage to also help me with fitting in that radiator. Then I could plug in the fan because we need this engine to not heat up.
I'm gonna attempt to fix some of the wires. This thing is just a ground shield, so inside there's nothing, so the damage does not really mean much as long as all the wires are still connected inside there. It's just to ground to the car and ground all these wires. So I'm just gonna fix this one, I'm gonna fix this one, and these ones I'm gonna leave because I don't have the plugs. These ones go to the hooter, so I'm gonna leave that one, only fix this one and any other one that I might find. To do this, I'm gonna be using these things. I got them from Take-A-Lot. So you just connect these wires together, and then with this you use a heat gun. I'm gonna use a hairdryer, and this in the middle is a solder, so it's gonna solder the wires together, and this is like a weather strip, so it's gonna prevent any water from coming in. So in the end, when you're done, it's just gonna look like this, and you just have to put a hairdryer or a heat gun preferably, and make sure that this thing gets super tight. That is looking nice right there. It has not melted the solder. That's fine. I think I'll come back with it with a heat gun and melt the solder. Now I'm gonna do the sensor. This sensor over here sends the temperature outside of the car, so that's how the car can tell you, how cold or hot it is outside. This connects to there, so I just need to fix it up as well. I'll be back with you now. Okay, I've prepared all the wires. Luckily, you can see where each wire goes. This one goes to that one there, and this one goes to this one. So they are color coded for you to not make any mistake. The plugs that I'm using, by the way, you can pretty much repair small to big wires. At the moment, I'm using these red ones. They work well for the size of wires that I have. That is in, so now I just need to hit it with the hairdryer and then it's gonna be tight because at the moment it's loose. That is in there, and this plug, this one goes with this one. It's for the bonnet latch, So that error should also cancel out. Since we are now plugging things in, I went underneath the car to plug in this ground that plugs to the gearbox as well. So this gives power to the gearbox and any related accessories. I also think the gear lever somehow gets power from this as well. I'm not really sure, but in the last video the gear lever was not working, so I think now it's gonna work. And don't worry, I did come back to talk this thing to spec, you know. Connected my Apple CarPlay. Last time this iDrive controller was not working, but now it's working after fixing all the grounds and the wiring, and also the gear lever was not working. But everything is working fine. In anticipation to start this engine, we had to make sure that it does not do N55 things. N55s are notorious for spinning bearings, so we had to make sure that we prevent this as much as possible. One of the things that you can do is disable the injectors or unplug them and make sure that the engine tries to turn but without starting. So to make sure that we were on the safe side, we also did fill in some oil in the oil filter housing. Because we had taken out that auxiliary radiator, we had to do this step, unfortunately. Does it even have brake pressure? Ah, the battery is dead.
You need me to drive in and jump you?
Yeah, the battery was dead, but luckily we had jumper cables and extra cars, so we thought we could get this car starting that same night. And little did we know that those plugs that was switched earlier, yeah, they were gonna come back to haunt us. Is it in? It just kept giving us a crank no start condition, so we thought maybe it's fuel.
What's not petrol, man?
I don't think it's a fuel issue, eh?
So my thing is, I think it's a fuel issue. Either it doesn't have enough or fuel's not getting to the engine.
Or is it because it's like it's on jacks or something?
No. Yeah, actually that might be a thing.
Remember, also petrol can't stay in the car for like too long.
Guys, it's been 5 months. That's not that bad.
Bro, it's been a year.
Luckily, Levo came through with the fuel, so we gave it another go.
Look, I'm a mechanic, bro. Sometimes in my past, I fix.
Pyrofuse bridge. Unfortunately, we have to end the night here because we're not getting it to start. It does crank but does not start, and we don't want to cook the starter, which we might already have. But yeah, I think it's not getting fuel, and maybe that's why. But we'll try again tomorrow. Let me update. So we are back, day 2. It's a Sunday. I swapped the plugs on the ECU, the first 2 plugs that are close to the charge pipe. They are very identical, they go into the same spots. I don't know why BMW made it like that, and apparently when you swap them, they can short circuit the ECU or the DME, and after that's done, it's chai, so might have to get a new DME. But best case scenario, we swap them back, and then I run the fuses. Hopefully maybe the fuses blew, or maybe like the sensors took the hit. If that's not the case, then yeah, it's a new DME thing, which might be crazy expensive. So let's swap them and hope for the best. You bought a G-Wagon, nice. So I just swapped them over. I'm gonna plug in the battery now, and when I scan the car,
And we don't need to. What is that? Are we back? Do that again?
that was a sound from the Valtronic motor indicating that the DME is finally communicating well with the car, meaning it might be okay. Okay, so after swapping the connectors there and reading again with MHD, the servo to B plus errors are gone, the ground to B plus, whatever. Those errors are gone. There's only a few left. And then when I pressed the brakes, they had a firm, they were very firm. It was the first time the brakes were so firm. And then the servo motor made a noise. The Vanos servo, I think it is. It made like a ticking noise. So a friend says I should just reset it, to reset the adaptations, and then we are gonna try to start this car. If it starts now, it's gonna go on 4 wheels because I just bought tires for the front only. Gonna go on 4 wheels, gonna fill the brake fluid, and gonna drive it. No, I don't have the AC compressor thing.
We need an AC compressor to run.
Yeah, the battery won't charge because the whole belt won't be spinning. Ah, damn it.
Exhaust is fine. Okay, let's see what happens. Yeah, battery. Please, 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 no smoke.
And just like that, our joy was short-lived because it kept on doing the same thing that it was doing yesterday. But luckily this time, there were minimal errors and the car did give us a first attempt at starting. So we just had to focus on other things while the gents come and gather here so we can diagnose it all together. But that didn't have to be too long because the laptop with the Easter cane. Master Tank!
Oh, you guys kill me. Yo!
Master Tank!
No, wait. No, what the fuck are all these cameras?
Lion Pride Customs. That also didn't last too long because the issue still persisted. At least we now had an idea of what the issue was. Working on a weekend like usual. I've said this enough times now, but if this car doesn't start today. So these are the fuel sensors. This is the older one that I'm replacing with this one. There was really nothing wrong with it. At the moment, we're just thinking that the car is refusing to start because of this, because the sensor might have gotten fried. So just gonna replace it now. For anyone who wants to know, it goes there just at the end of the fuel rail. This goes to your injectors and sprays fuel into the engine. Gonna connect the battery and hope for the best. Okay, if I come in here, I should hear this thing trying to prime, but it's not. So that is not a good sign. That is so not a good sign. I think I hear it priming. I did hear it priming, so yeah, but there's no juice. This moment was so surreal for me. From not knowing where everything goes and having to figure it out, to finally having this car starting in very good shape and almost looking like it's ready to roll out of Garage 72. The late nights were seemingly worth it. And thanks to the guys for fetching this new AC compressor because I could not use my old one, we could finally run this car for longer. This had to be done, and unfortunately a new one was costing an arm and a leg, so I had to go with a used unit and just swap over the good parts from my old one. I hope that it works because if not, my girlfriend is not gonna be very happy with me. This thing is responsible for your air conditioner in the car, so it has to work, otherwise I'm in big trouble. Since the AC compressor was out, I could easily put in this charge pipe, which is way nicer, and after that we wrestled to put in the serpentine belt that is now connected to the AC compressor, and everything is looking very nice. Thanks to the guys because this would definitely not be possible without them. Next up, we moved up to replacing the seatbelt tensioners. These things need to be replaced after an accident because they hold you back in the seat and they are one-time use in a way. So when replacing them, you can then plug in the seat and the airbag light should disappear. Of course, you have to do even more things like replacing all the airbags, but this is one of the things that you have to do as well. The new one, this is the old one. After all those small things were done, The moment had finally come. Everyone was eagerly waiting in anticipation to see this car start. It should start at the moment because we have everything we need.
Make a road man proud.
We can't slow down.
You can kill it.
Remember the ABS pump. Remember the ABS pump. So, no, use the handbrake.